The quest for an undefeated season for the Indiana Hoosiers and first-year head coach Kurt Signetti is still alive as we enter in Week 8. This season has been nothing short of spectacular and awesome for Indiana, and I hope that they continue to do this. They have a real path and a real opportunity to get to Indianapolis and to compete for a Big Ten championship. Now, it is still pretty cluttered at the top between Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State, and some things will likely need to follow Indiana's way. But the scheduling dynamics leaves room for Indiana for this to make it possible. So they have Nebraska this weekend, which they're hosting, and they're about a touchdown favorite to Nebraska. They have Washington next, then they travel to Michigan State, and they have a host Michigan, who they might be favored in that game, but by the time that game comes around. And then at Ohio State and Purdue. The only game I'm really willing to kind of give them an L right now is to Ohio State. Every other game is very winnable. And on top of that, the furthest they have to go is either to Michigan State or Ohio State. So not very far at all. They get the luxury of hosting Washington, so they don't have to travel out west. So there are things that are lined up really in Indiana's favor. And if Ohio State slips up again, or if Oregon slips up and Penn State slips up, Oregon and Ohio State and Penn State will play each other, so something will happen there. So there is a real path here for Indiana to get to the Big Ten championship in Indianapolis. Curtis Rourke has been awesome from the transfer portal out of Ohio. Couldn't ask for anything more from them what he's doing. Indiana has the fourth best total offense in the country right now, 10th best passing offense. And then on the flip side, Indiana's defense is number 6 in the country. Now, they'll have a pretty big matchup against Nebraska this weekend, where Nebraska will be the toughest competition that they have faced so far. But based on how Indiana has been playing and how they have been looking, they should be able to measure up to the test. They haven't played a game that was closer to the final score, ending up in less than 2 touchdowns. 14 points was the closest game that Indiana has played so far. They have been blowing out teams. And you can point to the schedule and you can point to the competition that they have been facing. But let's keep something in mind. This is an Indiana team. And this is a new head coach taking over a new program after a coach had been fired, and there was a lot of turmoil going on in the Indiana program. So what Kurt Signetti has been able to do in 1 year, in 7 weeks, has been nothing short of awesome and incredible. So I hope that they keep it up. I would love to see some chaos, and for Indiana to make some upsets and to cause a ruckus in the Big Ten moving forward. Follow Big Body Ball CFB on all socials.